All right, welcome everyone. Welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, hello, happy summer. I just want to, as I've said a few times already, welcome everyone to the Kids in Comedy end of session show for our second spring session. It's the June 20th show. You all know the date. Happy Father's Day, everyone. I hope you're all having a nice day. I hope this is exactly what you all wanted to do for Father's Day. I'm sure it is. To see your amazing kids perform hilarious comedy. I'm Alejandro Collini. I'm the head teacher for the class. I have had a really awesome time working with all of the young comedians that you're about to see perform. We also have some other awesome staff members who have been an indispensable part of this process, helping out with notes and just making the class run. You'll be meeting them as we move along the show. But just to open up, I just wanted to make a couple of announcements. Obviously, this is going to be a little bit of a light show. There's just a few performers here today, a few really, really hot, really just absolutely great performers who are killing it. You're going to see them ascending the ladder of the entertainment industry soon. We used to have around 13 kids in this class. Unfortunately, we started to lose kids pretty early when everyone started getting vaccinated. Obviously, people started going outside. And then, as you all know, enormous birds began descending from the heavens. They're known as rocks, and grabbing children in their talons and flying away with them. So these are the remaining children, the ones who have been able to evade these massive birds. They're not just comedians, they're survivors. I didn't know I was going to say that. Maybe a little morbid for the Kids in Comedy show. So watch out for birds. I do also have to announce that I am suspending my campaign for mayor. It's been a long run. I know that everyone in class has been very invested in my progress in that, but you can't argue with poll numbers. It turns out, as you have seen in the latest polls, I'm at negative 25%, which means that 1 in 4 people would rather forget what voting means than vote for me. Which, message received. I also think, my reputation as a New Yorker definitely took a hit when I was asked what I would do with the DOE, and I responded that it was my favorite deli sandwich. But this was not helped when it was uncovered that I don't live in New York City, that I live in a sort of skull-shaped lair on the dark side of the moon, which, first of all, I take serious issue with the term lair. I think that's a political term. I also take offense to the term hellhound. That's a service dog, guys. So, there's always next year. That's the great thing about the mayoral elections is they have them every year. So I'm going to get started on the show proper now. I'm going to introduce your first comedian of the mid-afternoon. This comedian is on staff here at Kids in Comedy. She's been helping out teaching the class. She is one of our interns here. She's been with us for many, many years. And I'm realizing just now that I did not ask her for her last name, but it's right there. Please welcome Kayla Mccannon, everyone. Kayla Mccannon. Oh, I'm doing great.
Excellent save. Yep, my name is there. You got lucky. I want to start off by just talking about things I don't like. And one of those things is infomercials, because really they're just commercials for super specific products. And they always make like the little things a big deal just to sell the product. They're like, that feeling when you're pouring some water and then you accidentally spill some onto the table and then it gets on the floor and then your grandmother walks there and slips and breaks her hip and dies, and then you're charged with involuntary manslaughter. I don't think anybody knows that feeling, And then after they show you the dangers of spilling water on the floor, they move on to the product, which barely qualifies as an invention because it's so simple. They're like, first, take the Perfecto New Age cone with a hole in it, trademarked, and place it over your cup, and then pour your drink into the high-tech cone with a hole in it, and watch the clean drink pouring magic. Like, I know what a funnel is. Are these infomercials aimed towards people who've never left their houses? Because I can do that too. Yeah, my highly trained elite team of scientists have developed a new mode of transportation. We put a board on top of four wheels that you can skate on, and we're calling it a roller plank. Anyway, a lot of times my mom will match the drama energy of infomercials the way that she kind of teaches me like life lessons. She just got a way with parenting, you know. For example, back when parties were a thing, I mean, they're coming back, so I expect this to become a phenomenon once again. If I ever wanted to go to a party, I'd ask, and she might say yes. She might drive me there, drop me off. She might even like walk me to the door. And then right before I go in, she'll grab my arm and be like, "Don't do drugs." And then she'll just like leave. And it's like, I wasn't even thinking about drugs until like you said something like we were gonna watch SpongeBob. I like, what is that tactic supposed to achieve? Like, let's say theoretically I was there to do drugs. Is that supposed to be the defining moment that stops me? Like what, I walk in the house and everyone's getting their drug things ready and they're like, "Kayla, welcome to our weekly doing drugs club. Are you ready to participate?" Am I just going to be like, "No. I I can't do that. My mom just told me not to do drugs." And what are they just gonna be like, "Oh, dude, no way. She said that to you? Oh, that's terrible. No, 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 wait. Did she say it to your face? Oh my goodness. When did she say it though? When did she say it? Right before you walked in? Oh, no, you definitely can't do drugs now. Oh my goodness. Let me make you a sandwich. It's going to be okay." Anyway, another thing that I kind of don't like is how kids will try and make their pointless lives interesting by basing their entire personality on completely random facts. Like, we all knew the dinosaur kid that like completely devoted his entire life to knowing everything that there is about the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Like, that's a shared memory that we all have, unless you were the dinosaur kid, in which case I salute you. When I was a kid, my dinosaur, you know, my guiding principle in life was me not liking peanut butter. Like, it was amazing how much self righteousness I could squeeze from just not wanting to eat a thing. Like, I was so dramatically unique from every other second grader. You know, when I was younger, I used to brag about hating peanut butter like it was an accomplishment. You'd think it was like the 7-year-old equivalent of graduating from Harvard, because I would literally bring it up every single chance I got. Someone could be talking about how their great grandmother used to like peanuts when she was alive. And I'd be like, "Actually, I don't like peanut butter. No, no, not because I'm allergic. I just don't like the taste." Yeah, I've never eaten a full PB&J sandwich in my entire life. Boom, mic drop. I'm just that cool. I don't understand what was wrong with me. I still have a lot of foods that I dislike, and most of them I'm okay with not liking. Like, I won't make a t-shirt out of not liking fish, but I just don't like fish. And there's a pretty solid community of people out there who think that fish tastes too fishy. So I feel okay with that. I don't like stuffing because I don't know what it's trying to resemble. Is it meat, bread, vomit, all of the above? I don't know. But there's one food that I dislike that I haven't made peace with, and it's bananas. And I'll tell you why. I want to like bananas. I wish I could eat a banana. Of all the foods that exist, a banana is like this perfectly structured and portable, healthy food item. I could even go so far as to say that it tastes good, but I just don't like it. It's like I'm tasting the Mona Lisa of foods, and I know it's a priceless work of art, but I can't stand that lady's stupid face. Um, I'm actually furious about not enjoying the taste of bananas. I'm in denial. I'll literally test myself every few months and eat a banana to see if my tongue has changed its mind, but it never works. It's like in movies where the main guy is getting interrogated by terrorists for information that he doesn't know. And you know, they check in on him weekly to like beat him up and see if he suddenly knows the thing that they're looking for, but he's been in the cell the whole time. So he didn't just magically, you know, it's futile. He didn't just spontaneously gain the information. So for me, bananas are terrorists. and they want to know why I don't want to eat them, and I still don't have an answer. Every banana trial is a violent battle between my mouth and literally all of my organs that just want a hit of potassium, just like a crumb of that good vitamin banana. I chew it briefly and then I spit it out. My mouth is like a 5-year-old that won't let any other children play with his toys. So he rides the truck for like 5 seconds and then chucks it out the window. Anyway, that's my time. I hope that you have some pity for me. Thank you very much.
Kayla Mccannon, everyone. Keep it going. Kayla, I don't know what you're talking about. This looks delicious. Great find in my refrigerator during Kayla's set. We're going to keep this bullet train moving along with your first student comedian of the afternoon. I am so excited I see one of my comedians experiencing distress. Everything's okay? Great. All right. Look, I care. All right, let's bring to the stage. He's very funny. He's been here for a couple years working with us. You know him, you love him. Please welcome Sam Snoddy, everyone.
All right, so before I begin, I've got something to say. Oh, and I know this is kids and comedy. I'm sorry, but I got something that the kids might not want to hear. Lucky Charms are the worst mainstream cereal. It's like, you might think, oh, but Sam, I like Lucky Charms. No, you don't. You don't like Lucky Charms. You like marshmallows. Lucky Charms are like 5% marshmallows, which are admittedly not terrible. And then it's like 95% the Kids Bop version of Cheerios. It's like you took Cheerios, but then you just like watered them down with unhealthiness, which completely ruins the entire point. Which I don't think this is fair. Like we're letting people get away with this. They just took something disgusting and they were like, well, kids like sugar and rainbows. Let's just throw a couple sugar rainbows in there. And then it worked and kids buy this. We can't, come on, it doesn't compensate, guys. Like LeBron James can't win with a team of second graders. Space Jam was rigged. I'm sorry. I hate to say it, but it was. We can't be letting them get away with this. So what do? How do we solve this problem? I say we just cut out the middleman, give kids candy for breakfast. It's preparing them for high school, because I know a bunch of people I have some friends that drink Monster Energy for breakfast. I think it's basically the same thing. Anyway, shout out Jesus. I love God, up there, Christianity. I'm a believer. The Son, the Holy Spirit. The Father is where I have the most questions, though. Because, the Father, he created me. I appreciate God creating me and all. But it is a little weird how the only person he brought back to life was his son and also Lazarus. But, I'm a statistician. I ignore all data that doesn't support my conclusion. Anyway, he only brought his son back to life. That feels like nepotism to me, Like, what if there was another guy that was more qualified for the job? Would there be less sin in the world if it was, say, Bobby Christ, for example? I don't know. We wouldn't know. We also have to talk about the Tower of Babel. We built a whole tower up to God because we wanted to meet him so badly. Like we built a tower to heaven. Come on, that's some BTS stan level stuff. And then God is just so scared of us. He doesn't want us to know the truth that he just created languages, and now we can't talk to each other anymore. So that wasn't cool. I think the worst thing, the binding of Isaac, God. So he had this guy Abraham, big believer, just like me. I'm a believer. Abraham had a son named Isaac, and God was like, if you want to prove that you're a real believer in God, you have to throw your son off a cliff. And so he went over to a cliff and he was like, all right, I'm about to throw my son. And then God told him, oh no, it was just a prank, bro. You took it way too seriously. I'm just messing with you. It feels like gaslighting to me. I don't actually know what gaslighting is, but like I'm pretty sure that's similar enough. Anyway, you know what gets me praying? The dentist. Before COVID, I always went to the pediatric dentist, and they're so nice there. They're always like, "Oh, you have such amazing teeth. Here's a little plushie for you. We know you don't floss, but that's okay." And then, so, it was great. I loved it. And now, after, pandemics beginning to end, so I went to the dentist a couple weeks ago, and then the adult dentist, and then I walked out an hour later, and I had 4 cavities, which blew my mind because, during COVID, we've been so worried about our mental health, we weren't thinking about our dental health. But yeah, the pediatric dentist is great. I love it there because they get to watch cartoons while they're washing your mouth and everything. You get to watch TV, and your parents are proud of you, which is like the childhood dream, But sorry, but the adult dentist, there's just no nonsense there. I feel like adult dentists were those like edgy kids growing up, that were always like, "Oh, I have an inner demon inside of me," and then they never went to therapy, and so now they just drill teeth for a living, and now they cause pain for 6 figures a year. Anyway, my teeth, they're supposed to be white, but my teeth are actually only half white. You know what else is only half white? Your boy Samuel Snotty right here. I'm only half white. I'm also half Indian. I got 2 sides of the family. The white half of the family is, it's chill. Got like 10, 15 people there. I know all their names. Just some aunts, some cousins, my grandparents. And then there's always that one like racist uncle, in every white family. They got like a little too deep into QAnon, and now we just all stay away from him. But other than that, it's great. I love it. We got just a bunch of suburban white people watching college football, eating coleslaw. Excuse me. Sorry. Stay hydrated, everyone. Yeah, just a bunch of suburban white people. I don't know why they eat coleslaw. Coleslaw is the worst thing white people have ever done. Maybe I'd say like slavery, and then coleslaw is right below it. But other than that, it's fine. I like it. Indian family is completely different. We got like 100 people there at a family gathering during peak Indian season. We're from the equator. We don't love cold weather, but during the summer, got like 100 people there, which I don't know how we pulled it off. I mean, the white family has been here since the 1700s. We immigrated here. Indian family immigrated here in the 80s. The white family had 200-year head start, and now they're losing pretty badly. So I don't know what they're doing over there. But yeah, I don't even think that all the people in the Indian family are part of the family, like the Uber pulled up to the wrong house, and they were just like, man, they still have biryani, good enough for me. But I think it's fine because the one thing that both sides of the family have in common is that we both have a racist uncle. The Indian racist uncle is oddly very racist towards other subcategories of Asian, which I don't understand. But yeah, no, I think that's the beauty of America, like we can be white, we can be brown. It doesn't matter who we are, what race we are. We all have a racist uncle. Thank you.
Thanks, Snotty, everyone. I'm like, oh, yes, great. An uplifting message from Sam Snotty. Keep it going in your own homes, everyone. That was so funny. That was so great. Thank you. I just want to, if you haven't seen it yet, remind everyone, we, the performers, are over here on Zoom, but you guys are all watching on YouTube. And you have lots of great opportunities to chat and participate. Throw us a like. Let us know in the chat if you like a joke, support all the performers and everything, and have a nice time. I am going to continue bringing amazing comedians to the virtual stage with your next performer. He is so funny, has also been with us for quite a while, and has been just making leaps and bounds, and we're always very excited to see him perform. Please welcome Gabriel Diane, everyone.
How are you guys? I'm not where I usually am. Currently, I'm in Mexico, and I come here a lot. You know, my family's from here, and we visit a lot. One time, I was visiting as a child, right? And, you know, we were all in a shopping mall, me, my mom, my dad, and my sister, and we were having fun. I got hungry, and something about me is that I get hungry really fast, and I get really mad and annoying when I get hungry. So I started making a whole drama, and my parents started talking. So to calm me down, my dad was like, "Look, here's Mexican money," and he just showed it to me just so that I could see what it looked like. And I was like, "Cool." Now, what I'm about to say next is one of the biggest things that I learned from my childhood. Whenever anybody has anything in their hands and is just talking to somebody else, and you reach out your hand as if they were going to bend down and give something to you, without even thinking about it, they will place whatever they're holding into your hand. So I use this to my advantage. But my dad's a financial advisor. He works with money, and he doesn't like other people holding his money. So I stole it anyway. Reached out my hand, he put it in mindlessly. Now I was amazed. I was possession of money, and no one was stopping me from doing whatever I wanted with it. You know, I looked around and I said, "I'm hungry, a candy store, perfect." So started inching over a little bit. Started, okay, maybe I took like a small step, and then I just booked it. As soon as I got to the store, I put on my sunglasses, I put on my hoodie. I said, "Hey, can I buy this with this?" He says yes. I hand the cashier the money and I take what I deserve. Next thing my parents know, they're about $30 poor, and my mom let me have it, surprisingly. I bought an ultra spicy pack of lollipops. So maybe I could steal money, but I still had to learn how to use it. Either way, I was about to call my lawyer he gave me the money and I told him I was hungry. Actually, on that same trip, I met my match. A more violent type of criminal. It was a dog named Poochie. Now, since me and my family went to Mexico a lot, we had good connections with the dogs. And so the day I got to Mexico that trip, I sat in my grandparents' huge couch, and that dog looked at me, and he said, "You know, of all the spots, I want that one." And he kicked me out, a colonizer much. I thought that was terrible. And you know what else he did? He would get a little soccer ball and play around with my grandfather just to annoy me. I had seen this type of behavior before. So I put on my Jack Sparrow costume to, you know, match his energy. I stole his booty. Yeah, no more soccer because I stole your ball, jerk. And he knew it was me. That's why he R'd every time he looked for his ball. Although his R was off key and sounded more like a cough. Although Poochie was not just a pirate, he had a mission. At the same time, Poochie eventually got tired. He thought two people can play at that game, and he thought if I was going to move from my ship, he would bomb it. Once he bombed it, it smelled bad, and my grandma had to clean it up, and she took him to bomb the city instead. But then, one day, tragically, I had to fly back home. So to become friends with him and sort of make peace, I offered him one of my lollipops. Surprisingly, he still hated me. Thank you guys. That's my time.
Gabriel Diane, everyone. The eternal battle between human and evil dog. That was an amazing set. We are going to continue the show right now. I'm going to introduce you to another amazing staff member on our Kids in Comedy team. This is the co-teacher of the class who has been also, I mean, we all do similar things here. We, you know, give notes and keep the class running along, but again, an indispensable and hilarious element of your children's comedy education has been this next comedian coming to the stage. So please welcome Luca Libera, everyone.
What's up, chat? How we doing? You guys doing good down there, I guess? Miss all you guys, seeing you in person, hopefully in the fall. But it's been good. Yeah, you got some very funny kids here. Really appreciate them putting in all this effort. And I just graduated. So I guess that's, moving up in life. But I'm here to tell you guys, you younglings, that it doesn't get any easier. I thought that things, you're always like, I just need to get through this one like week and then it's going to get, chill. I'm going to be able to relax. And there's always something new that comes up. I feel like my whole life I've just been like, just got to get through these tests and the next week will be chill. Then you get another text the next week. That's like middle school. Then in high school, you're like, just got to get through these SATs, then it'll get chill. You get through the SATs, it doesn't get chill. Now you're in college, you're still doing work. Then I'm like, I'm going to get done with college. It's going to get chill. Doesn't get chill. You got to apply for jobs. And it's honestly less chill. I apply for a job, I get it. I'm like, dang, it's finally going to get chill. Doesn't get chill. I have to pass a background check now. I've never committed a crime in my life. I can guarantee you that. Does that mean that I'm not worried about this background check? No, I'm extremely worried about the background check. I think somehow it's going to come back. Like, you guys know this kid's a serial killer, right? And I'm going to be like, dang, I didn't even know that. That's insane to me. But, hopefully after the background check, it'll be chill. Probably not. I'll probably be 80 thinking like, just got to get through this next week. Next week will be applesauce week at the retirement home. And then I get to next week and my neighbor Jim beats me at shuffleboard. And then I'll be like, damn, now I have to train or something to beat him. Always some new stress in my life, but maybe it gets easier for eventually. You adults in the chat can let me know. But yeah, stuff's been good. I'm originally from Brazil. Moved out here for college. Got to have the classic Brazil reference in a set, I felt like I was a bit of a pushover when I moved here. New York's a tough city. First day I was here, I told a guy told me he liked my shirt. I ended up buying 6 of his CDs and they were not fun to listen to, but we get over it. And after that, I felt like I got a little better. I got used to the city. Every time I do a show, I usually mention Brazil. Back when we had live shows, somebody came up to me after a show, though, and they were like, oh, that's cool that you're from Brazil. What part of Brazil are you from? And I said, oh, São Paulo. And he was like, well, you don't say that like you're from Brazil. Because I was supposed to like samba dance and have a parakeet on my shoulder or something while I said it. But he wouldn't let it go. He kept asking me like, oh, you're from Brazil. Like, do you speak Portuguese? Like, when did you move out? Like prove it. Prove you're from Brazil. So I robbed him, usually does the trick. It was tough. I was in the US before coming to college for 2 years. My parents moved here when I was like 6 for a couple of years. They had to work here. So I did have some experience with it, but they didn't bother to teach me English before we left. They kind of they were like, you're 6 now, figure it out. So while I was at school, I had to get acclimated, the teacher on the first day to help me, communicate and stuff. She paired up this Spanish kid with me to kind of bridge that gap, which would have been super helpful if I spoke Spanish, but I didn't. And now there's 2 language barriers that I have to deal with. And it didn't get any easier. In fact, it got a lot harder, but it was still pretty fun. I think the worst part was that every day I had to order lunch, and the kid who was helping me, he'd always get me the same thing, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I didn't like peanut butter and jelly, but I didn't know how to tell him that in Spanish or English. So my solution to that was just not eating lunch for like a year. I felt like that was the only solution in my 3rd grade brain, I guess. But it was good. I developed a nice physique. It was very, very gaunt. But eventually I got hungry. I was like, this has to end. It's been too long. I want to eat lunch. So I picked up a little English dictionary. Not sure why it took me so long to think of this. I was like, I'm going to figure this out. I learned the exact phraseology that I would need, stormed into that cafeteria, went up to the lunch lady. I told her, pizza, please. And then she said, what type? And I said, yes. So that was how that story went pretty well, I'd say. Stuff's been good. Life's been good lately. I been getting a lot of texts from my grandpa. It's nice, like he just got a new phone. He's a little too formal when he texts, though. A little too formal. Like he'll indent paragraphs in his texts, which is not necessary and also impressive because there's no tab button on your phone. So he's just pressing space 10 times. Like, all right, you're really committed to that indent. I like it. But yeah, he does like he's also always signs his messages with oh whoops, sorry, forgot to say who this was. This is Grandpa. Like, yeah, I know when it's you, Grandpa. You're the only person who texts me every day about how much you like clam chowder. It's never anyone but you when that is the message that I receive. So that's always good. Grandpa, like texting with him. He's you know, it's like my family. I feel like they all get along, but my parents are divorced, so that causes some interesting situations sometimes. I'll give you one example. My parents were fighting over this apartment, the apartment that we all used to live in, like when they were married. They were fighting for this thing for like 6, 7 years, and they just couldn't decide who was supposed to get it. And then finally, my dad gave my mom an option. He's like, I feel like he was tired of it. He's like, all right, I'll let you keep the full apartment if you agree to being in a group chat with the whole family, like me, my brother, my mom, because I guess he wanted to like get closer to her or something. And my mom's like, I mean, I guess that's fine, but I don't think the judge is gonna like that. And then they took it to the judge, and the judge was like, I kind of like that. So we're in this court-ordered group chat right now. 100% true. Court-ordered group chat. Very interesting. And it gets weird, Every morning my dad will send something weird like top 10 Ronaldo goals or something. And legally my mom has to respond to that. So it's fun being in that group chat, And those are nice goals from Ronaldo. Love to see it. And then I guess the last thing I wanted to talk about today is that I got my driver's license. I guess not recently, In stand-up, you usually say like, "Oh, you got it the other day," even though I've been doing the joke for multiple years now. So I recently got my driver's license, and it's way too easy. I'll say that. I'll be on record saying that's way too easy to get it here in the U.S. You literally just show up. You could be 16. You're like, oh, I'd like a driver's license. They're like, oh, are you 18? You're like, no. And they're like, perfect. Doesn't matter to us. And then you just have to pass that written test and you get a permit. Now this written test, I go in, I'm like, dang, I think this thing's going to be kind of tough. I'm going to study my butt off. I go through all the books, all the pamphlets, all the practice tests online. I'm like, I'm going to kill this thing when I come in. So I come in. First question on the test. If you drive drunk, your judgment is A, impaired, B, not. And you only need a 70% to pass, so you don't even have to get that right necessarily. You could get a driver's license without knowing the effects of alcohol on the human body. I think that's beautiful. That's the beauty of the country, I guess. I do love the country, so but I passed the written test. What is this right now? I passed the written test, and I got my permit, so now I'm driving with a permit. But I actually, when I went to take the road test, I failed it the first time. I failed it the first time because I parked too close to the curb. Not touching. That's the key there. Too close. So I failed because I did too good of a job. Never heard of that before in any industry, but that's what happened. And I remember as I was, leaving the road test, I was like driving back, and I saw on the news after that night that somebody on the highway had like flipped over their car. It was like a big pileup. Nobody was hurt, but it was like a, big accident. And they said that the driver was intoxicated. And, I just had to think what was going through this man's head when he sat down in his driver's seat, holding the steering wheel, before it gets going, starts to notice his judgment is a little impaired because he's drunk. And then he goes, oh, that's what I got wrong on the written test. Dang. Hate to see it. But yeah, guys, that's my time. You guys are great. And all these kids are amazing. So enjoy the rest of the show. I've been Luca.
Luca Libera, everyone. Keep it going. A great set from Luca Libera. Awesome. I hate to break your heart, everyone, but we are reaching the end point of our show. We have yet one more comedian for you, but I mean, I've got a treat for you because this comedian is excellent and hilarious and a very interesting and exciting performer, and I can't wait for you guys to see his set. Please welcome Milo Pesca, everyone. Closing out the show, Milo Pesca.
Thank you, thank you. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there.
Yeah.
And even if you're not a father, wish your father happy Father's Day too. All right, names of foods suck. They really do. For example, creme brulee. Creme brulee means burnt cream. Why would somebody eat burnt cream? Like, seriously. What sucks even more about it is that creme brulee tastes amazing, but only the cream part, not the brulee part. Not only that, but burnt stuff is not good at all. One time, my dad made burnt broccoli and steamed broccoli. He thought everyone would like the burnt one, but obviously people only ate the steamed one, and there was only one piece of burnt broccoli that was eaten from the plate, and that was from my dad. It's like the one guy who likes the Amazing Spider-Man movies better than the new Spider-Man movies, and the only example of a person who should get banned from the universe. Next up is hamburger. What possibly went through the guy who invented hamburger's mind to think it was a good idea to name your food hamburger when there's no ham in it? It's a total ripoff. Sure, I guess it's named after the town, but who even names a food after the town? It's like that one time I went to the store to get a Peloton, but instead I got a Peloton. No, I don't want a tin Peloton replica. Like, I want a Peloton. I want to work and get my cardio levels up, burn all the carbs I ate from last night's dinner. I don't want a Peloton. Like, what even is a Peloton? On the topic of fried foods, French fries, hot dogs, and eggplants make no sense. French fries aren't French. Hot dogs aren't sausages. And eggplants aren't even from eggs. Also, Apple almost removed the eggplant emoji because they realized it didn't make any sense because there's no egg in it. I don't know. Maybe they removed it for a different reason, but I don't know. Onion rings make sense. Other foods should take inspiration from them. They're onions in rings. Sure, they taste bad, but at least it's real. Food shouldn't be clickbait. That's what we have YouTube for, right? Another type of food that has horrible names are Disneyland and Disney World foods, like Mickey Mouse pancakes. Bad marketing right there. Speaking of which, Disney is supposed to be a world of magic, happiness, fun times, and joy, but it really is just plot hole central if I'm being real. Disney logic makes no sense. Half of America says the other half of America is stupid for voting half of a president. But the thing we should really all be against are Disney plot holes. Sure, the marketing of these movies are great. They call the movie Aladdin versus homeless boy finds a genie in a lamp, realizes that wishes don't learn anything. And as much as Aladdin is just the name of the guy, it's better than this Dhar Mann-esque movie title. Speaking of Aladdin, the plot holes in that movie are big, bigger than the pothole that got my grandma's car 2 flat tires. That's an interesting story for another day. In Aladdin, the biggest plot hole is the carpets fly. How on earth can a carpet fly? It's impossible. You know, in my lifetime, I've sat on 10 to 114 carpets, and not a single one of them has ever flown. But in Aladdin, poof, carpets up in the air. What's that? Oh, wait, sorry, I'm getting a message. Yeah. Okay. Got it. Apparently, I've been using the phrase plot hole incorrectly this entire time. Apparently, plot hole does not mean the carpet can fly. Apparently, it's magic and addressed in the movie several times. Apparently, I'm taking things too literally. Okay, on to the next. All right, entangled, Rapunzel has 100 feet of hair. That is impossible. The longest head of hair in the world is 60 feet, and that's because of a rare condition named jumbo hair. Entangled, we are never explicitly told that Rapunzel has jumbo hair. Therefore, it is impossible. And the explanation in the movie about some weird magical curse is BS. Blatantly stupid. And seriously, curses aren't real either. I mean, what is a curse? It's like people who believe in ghosts. There's no way something can ever be that long. Hold up, I'm getting a message. Yeah? Okay. Apparently, it's a Disney animated film, and I'm acting like a naive nincompoop who is as incompetent as a 3 a.m. YouTuber. On to the next. This one is the weirdest of them all. In the movie Snow White, everything is animated. 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 Drawn. Animated. That's impossible. No one I have ever met was animated ever. Sure, I've sat on more carpets than I've met people, but still, no one I have ever met has ever been animated. Even people who animate themselves aren't really animated. Oh, my day is ruined and my whole life is a lie. Hold on, I'm getting a call. Apparently, I am a dum-dum who has no common sense, and this inanimate object is smarter than me. Valid. Well, if there's one thing you should know from now on when watching Disney, is that everything could be a lie. Next thing we know, Wreck-It Ralph could be a video game. Cinderella could have really had a pumpkin in her carriage, and Elsa could have really brought Olaf to life. In my opinion, she's in a mental asylum, and the entire movie takes place in her head. But I guess we'll never know. Hold on, I'm getting a call. Apparently, my brain is flawed to an extent where it can never get fixed, and my time on this universe has expired. Thank you, everybody, and good night.
Oh no! Well, let's give him a round of applause anyway. At least for that performance. Ah, wow. Milo Pesca, everyone, committing. He's gonna stay there. I have a hunch Milo Pesca will stay on the floor until this stream ends. But I'm not asking him to do that. He should make himself comfortable. All right, well, guys, that's the end of our Kids and Comedy show. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much for giving your time and your attention to all these amazing comedians. Let's give another awesome round of applause for Sam Snoddy, Gabriel Diane, Milo Pesca, and of course, some much needed recognition for Luca and Kayla, the other staff members, without whom this class would not occur. Obviously, thank you so much to Joanne Grossman, and Stu Morden. Thank you so much to Matt, who ran our stream here and always makes all of this run super smoothly. Thank you so much. Happy Father's Day, everyone. Anything else I need to mention? Well, obviously classes. We've always got classes that you can sign up for. We've still got openings for summer camp. We have openings in the fall. So yeah, if you know someone who's a funny kid, or if any of you guys are interested in signing up for the next session, we would obviously love to have you. It's been a delight teaching all of you, and have a great rest of your day, everyone. Have a great Father's Day. Thank you so much. Let's all wave them out. Bye, everyone. Bye. We're all on a cruise ship and we're sort of slowly floating away.